Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. clarkspets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For the Brooklyn Nets, well, they're done. They were constructed poorly. One of their stars didn't play half the season. The other star still hadn't played. I don't know. Is Ben Simmons a star? I don't know if Ben Simmons is a star. I would say Joe Johnson was more important of a miss. Who are they missing more?
Well, you don't know. Because you never saw him in that lineup. Ben Simmons is a star on paper. He has not fully emerged as a star. It's like Zion Williamson. These guys that you've seen it in flashes, but you haven't seen it at the highest level. Because the last time we saw Ben Simmons play competitive basketball game, he didn't want to shoot a layup.
Yeah.
So you can't sit here and say that dude's a star.
Hardly.
He has the talent to be it, but is he going to want to do what it takes to be a star?
It's going to be really interesting to see when he comes back and the mental piece to it, right? And how can he play? All right, let's go. 505-246-0610. Good morning, Lenny. Thanks for holding.
Good morning. Well, first, I'm going to be the unofficial campaign manager for A. Marie, and she needs to be voted Sportscaster of the Year.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
Thank you, Lennon.
Okay, the glass ceiling crap needs to be broken. Okay, I can't, and then the kudos is that Bob Clark got nominated, radio people nominated in the TV category.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Is that the Journal picks?
Yeah.
ABQ
Yeah,
Journal.
Just the
so
way they
I don't know
spelled
what
my
that was
name.
about,
I know, I was
but-
like, come on, man.
But if anyone has a huge head for TV, it's Bob Clark.
Yeah, he was a TV guy.
We not get that with Provia.
Look, I don't know. We actually, we are on TV every day. All right, I lost a
But
lot
now
of
let's go to the
credibility.
Nets. You're
With
in
the
New
Z?
York.
Yeah.
You make the
They're the
playoffs,
ones who
and you get
complain about
worse
everything.
press than the Knicks.
Say that again.
You're in New York. You
Yeah.
make the playoffs, and you get worse press than the Knicks
Well.
because you're a misrun team. First, let's look at Kyrie.
easy.
11 years in the league, only 4 seasons where he's played 60 games or more because he finds a reason to take off. The lunar landing, the flat Earth found out, so you have to go drive the country.
Yeah.
His sister's week-long birthday party.
Yeah.
He takes off so all of these games
And makes
gets paid for them.
billions. Makes
Now,
millions.
This offseason, his sister now is his agent. Okay, if I'm the Nets, I sign and trade and get rid of him.
Who's taking him?
I need
Especially
a
at
player
50 million.
24/7, 82 games a year with some games off for load management. Okay, not just taking off when Stephen A. Smith said, and I hate to use that category, when Ukraine got rushed by Russia, bomb Ukraine, that he didn't take off.
So who's taking him at $50 million? Who's taking him back?
Somebody will take a flyer on him for the sheer fact that when he is playing,
The Lakers,
he's better
there you
than
go.
probably anyone on any team.
There you go. LeBron will take him. So trade him for Westbrook. And
Well, so the other problem is, there was continuity all season. He's in and out of the lineup. Durant gets hurt. Durant comes back. He's playing 40 minutes a game from January on. He just can only play so many minutes. You lose Joe Johnson, which was huge, and then you had no one down on the center. You had an older LaMarcus Aldridge and Nico Claxton that looks like a long Gumby at 215 pounds.
Yep.
Who is he pushing out of the paint?
Yep. Oh, that's right. I mean, I just, Steve Nash is taking all this heat. What was he supposed to do with that?
Steve Nash was the wrong coach
maybe.
for these athletes because if you're watching his play calling, the only person who's coaching worse than Steve Nash is the coach from Minnesota who decides, I don't need to call our timeout during a 21-0 run.
So who's the
Why
right
should I do
coach,
that?
Lenny? So, I mean, what, Frank Vogel? I mean, who's the right coach for that?
I don't know who the right coach is, but do you think a first-year coach with not even head coaching experience can be thrown into the Lions' Den of New York and then with those egos?
Fair. I watched Steve Kerr in his first year win a championship, but not that. I guess that's not completely analogous. I guess I don't know. I hear Mark Jackson a lot, and we brought up Mark Jackson the other day. Why hasn't he gotten
Mark
another
Jackson
chance?
would have been fine because he could handle the New York
Can he?
press. He could handle the Eagles from playing in New York.
Maybe.
And he really wasn't a bad coach before Golden State became who they are.
Here's the thing. I honestly, and JJ, do you have an answer? I don't know if Steve Nash is a good coach or a bad coach. I don't know.
I don't think he's a bad coach. I don't think he's the right coach for a big city with these players.
Okay.
He needs to go to a younger team.
And not win.
And teach these players, but none of them have egos. They haven't crossed that threshold yet of being a superstar. Maybe they're a star, but not a superstar.
All right.
Okay, so the Nets next year I think will be fine because I think Ben Simmons, whatever fog and psychological problem he went through this year, one good offseason might change all of that. Durant will still be there. Curry will be back. They're going to lose Drummond, so they're going to need to get a center. And they have Joe Harris coming back. Now, if you have a choice of coaching two teams, would you rather still coach the Brooklyn Nets or the the Lakers?
Probably Brooklyn.
Because they still have draft pick, they still have some cap space, and they don't have LeBron asking for wishes and ruining the team for 2028.
Yeah, you do have Kyrie, though.
He's a free agent. I don't think he's on a player. Harden was on the player option. Kyrie is a total free agent. That's why he brought his sister in as the agent.
I think Kyrie's
So Harden's going to be able to hop in for his $48 million, and then they're going to give him stock and Weight Watchers, so he doesn't come in with a dad bod at the beginning of next season.
He'll have that. All right, so we
You
still
know,
got to get
and
to
then
Harden,
everyone
by
doesn't
the
give
way.
Boston credit. 26-6 since January.
I'm trying so hard to make it.
Okay,
preface
26-6. Some of the best continuity.
Yep.
Brad Stevens going up to vice president was a good deal. The coach knows how to run the team, and Tatum and Brown are playing together like clockwork. And no one is giving Robert Williams, when he was playing, enough credit.
Is
and
Ime
going down in the post.
Udoka a good coach?
Yes,
Seems
very
like
good
it.
coach. And of course, no one still gives credit, even though he won Defensive Player of the Year. Marcus Smart has been one of
He's
the
getting a
top
lot
10
of credit.
defensive players for the past 5 years.
He's getting a lot of credit. All right, Lenny, I'm going to move, but appreciate you. Thank you. But, look, we're going. Here's my deal, and I feel somewhat guilty of what he accused me of, but not really, because I tried to preface this by saying, look, the Celtics won this. They're better. They are not the story today, as much as because they will be tomorrow and next week, and because they're still playing. Like, they're the story because they won. They were the better team. This is inarguable. The story is the failure of this super team.
Yeah, and in fact, KD and Kyrie were on the floor. And it's not as simple as some people want to put it out there, too. Like, well, the Celtics were the 2 seed. They should have done this. This was not your average
Not
7
sweep.
seed.
Not sweep.
With KD
No.
and Kyrie. Because all they talked about was, hey, just get us on the floor. Just get us to the playoffs, and we'll be good. And you weren't.
Look, if Celtics win in 6, 7, we're having a different conversation. We're talking about how it didn't work, but you're starting to see it. They got swept. They got run out of their built twice. They got swept. Denver Nuggets didn't get swept. Right? That was such a big deal for them to not get swept. Like, this is, to me, and Lenny, yes, you're right. The Celtics, and in Boston they are the story. They will be the story. And moving forward, they will be the story.
Voted Defensive Player of the Year, so people are noticing.
Yeah, and Marcus Smart's getting credit. And the way they've been constructed, and Ime Udoka is a terrific coach. All that's right. They won. They went out and took it to them. And by the way, they didn't run from them. Right? The Bucks didn't want them, and you had a team that basically said, whatever, we'll take them. Let's go 26-6 down the stretch, and we'll line up and we'll take them in the first round. They didn't run from them. They weren't scared of them. So, yeah, the Celtics get all the credit in the world. And we're going to talk about the Celtics for the next bunch of weeks because they're still around. Story is, one of the best players in the world put together a team that was supposed to win not 1, not 2, maybe not 3. Oh, wait, they couldn't win not 1, let alone 2, not 3. Playoff games, not championship games. Which if they won the play-in tournament, that doesn't count. Play in, not play off. It's play in, not play off. Wax in, wax off. It's different. That's the story. Glennie, you're right. Celtics are all about them. And on Boston radio, they're laughing.
Who would have thought you'd ever find yourself rooting for a Celtics team? Not a lot of people would.
No, it's so bizarre that you say that because my mom, we were watching the game the other day. 2 days ago, the Celtics Nets. She's like, who are we rooting for? Like, it kind of feels dirty, doesn't it? But I think I'm pulling for the Celtics. You know, you grew up a Laker fan, and by the way, I can't even root for the Lakers anymore. Right? That doesn't feel right. Like my whole sports basketball, not even rooting, not even fandom. It's like what do you call it? Pulling emotion is just completely off kilter. But who are you pulling for? I mean, as you sat there, I know we're not supposed to root, but I mean, we have emotions. Who are you pulling for?
It was enjoyable to see that outcome.
So you were pulling for the Celtics. Who are you pulling for in the Celtics and Nets?
Celtics.
Because
I like but I don't have a problem with the Nets. I just am really impressed with the Celtics.
It's hard not to be.
I don't like how KD and Kyrie want to play this bleep everyone game.
Yeah.
And then for Kyrie, as he did yesterday, to say, "Oh, this is what everyone wanted to see. They wanted us to fail, and we're gonna take this into the offseason." It's because you act like
you're better than everything.
You're better than everything.
Above everything.
And it's not just, oh, he's different, and you can have different interests as an athlete. It's he takes so many shots, and then he's like, instead of,
Like
he's like
then he plays
embracing it, I'm
victim.
giving it back, I'm flipping you off, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, well, you hate us. This is why I act
Then he
this way.
plays victim.
What?
Yeah. And then he plays victim. Like, I'm smarter than you. I got more money than you. I'm better than you. By the way, and maybe he is, dude. Like, to Lenny's point, he gets away with playing half a season, and he gets paid full. And it's not like it's the first time he's done it.
And how about besides having an awful just playoff performance, how about play defense? Brooklyn played no defense.
None.
There was no defense. It was.
I think Steve Nash knows what defense is.
It was pathetic.
Yeah, none.
I was like, are you gonna even try?
Yeah. Maybe Kyrie.
You watch the Phoenix Suns.
Maybe Kyrie is smarter than all of us. I mean, honestly, Duke guy, he figured out a way to get paid, what, $40-something million and play half a season, and he's played half a season a lot. And now he gets a long vacation, and whatever. It's KD's fault. And it's all y'all's fault. And here, watch my fingers.
Be a leader, too. Jeez
Kobe,
Louise.
tell me how my bleep tastes. Yeah,
Get your bench
he
going.
wants
Do
to be a leader.
something.
All right, I'm not done with them. And we still got to get into the 76ers. We still got to get into what the Mavs did to the Jazz last night. Ooh, how'd that feel? 505-246-0610. You can get your home summer ready with Kirtland Federal Credit Union's help. Spring into summer with new space, an updated kitchen, a new patio, a pool, a whole new look. They've got the tools you need to get it done. If you're looking to make those improvements, you can turn the value of your home into cash that you can use for home improvements at Kirtland Federal Credit Union. Upgrades, more, whatever it is you want. If you're looking to buy a new home, you can choose from a wide variety of mortgage programs. Partner with a team of friendly, knowledgeable mortgage experts at Kirtland Federal Credit Union. Looking to buy a car? Competitive rates, unbeatable service. They'll help you drive away in the vehicle you want with the payments you can live with. Looking to plan for retirement. Investing for retirement starts with Kirtland Financial Services. Talk to an advisor today and start walking the path to a confident future. How can they help you today? Go look at their website, kirtlandfcu.org. Open an account, make a payment, check your application status, become a member, all right there online. Stop by a branch, learn more, or just visit them online at kirtlandfcu.org. That's kirtlandfcu.org. Membership eligibility required. See your representative for complete membership details.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence. Come
thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and sports animal.
There were other games last night. The Raptors stunned the Sixers, 103-88. Pascal Siakam, 23 and 10. Joel Embiid on that torn ligament in his thumb had 20 and 11. James Harden only 15 points on 4 of 11 shooting. They got to get more out of him. I think of everything last night. That was the shocker, wasn't it?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I know James Harden kind of falls into that category when we're talking Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons.
I know.
What do you think of Joel Embiid's act after that game? Are you okay with Joel Embiid, that passive-aggressive shot he took at James Harden?
Where basically he needs to shoot more, but it's not for me to tell him. That's coach's job.
Yeah.
Is that kind of?
Yeah. What?
Am I paraphrasing that? How did he say it?
He was sitting there saying, "Well, Harden needs." We're paraphrasing. Harden needs to be more aggressive. I want him to take more shots, but it's not on me to do that. That's on the head coach.
Yeah. Comes down to what you're talking about. I think Joel Embiid's been in this league long enough that he can be a leader, that he should be a leader, that has to be his team. If you're going to tell me that you should win MVP, then that's a conversation that I think that you should have with James Harden. If you're going to sit here and tell me that Kevin Durant's going to take over that team and reel in and have these conversations with Kyrie Irving, if you're going to tell me that LeBron James should have these conversations with whomever is on his roster, then I will tell you that Joel Embiid, who is in his mind and in others of that ilk, the press conference to take a shot at both his coach and his running mate was not the place for that. Bad look, bad act. How do you feel?
I am right there with you. All I heard was more, it's not me, it's everyone.
That's right.
Which is not good from Joel Embiid. Like, you are that dude. And then the end of the Ben Simmons era, I could see how that started working out that way. He's like, stop asking me questions about this dude. I'm not in charge of Ben Simmons, because when he wasn't showing up, not there with 76ers.
You can't talk to a dude who doesn't go to work.
Yeah. This, to me, is completely different.
Yes. I'm going to tell you, press conferences tell you a lot. There are some really unlikable teams. Okay?
And here's the thing, real quick, too, I want to add.
Yeah.
We want honesty, but that doesn't mean everything that's said is going to be praised, because you can still be honest about something and get backlash for it.
Well, you can. We want honesty, but you can be criticized for your honesty. You can be criticized for what you believe. You're right. There's a fine line in these press conferences. Marie, we've had these conversations for years, JJ and I. What do you want to hear at a press conference? Do you just want to hear? I think Derek Jeter, Tom Brady, while he was with the Buccaneers, were the two best in the history of sports of talking a lot and saying nothing. Right? They were always accommodating. They would always give you the interview, but they would say nothing, and you're like, yeah, whatever. Tell me something. And then guys say something, and you criticize them. And so it's really a double-edged sword. And I think that's, JJ, where you're going. You want honesty, but look, we're all here to be criticized if our honesty is I don't know, controversial, is ridiculous at times, right? I mean, what do you want to hear at a press conference? What do you want to hear from the athlete? Do you want it's on to Cincinnati. Well, we got to take it one game at a time. Well, if they're a really good opponent, we just don't turn the ball over and we'll be okay. Is that what you want to hear? Or do you want to hear Joel Embiid tell you what he honestly thinks and then sit here and pick it apart?
Yeah, I think you want the truth.
I mean,
it's you want the truth, but what it also shows you is there's a bit of a fracture. Even with Joel Embiid dealing with that thumb injury, they should not be in the situation against Toronto Raptors.
Well, look, Toronto's shorthanded too now. Van Vliet didn't play.
Look at
their bench outplayed the Sixers.
Yeah.
The Toronto's bench.
Yeah, that's this isn't where Philadelphia should be in this series, and I think it's interesting when you look at the way Embiid is handling this. This is one of those moments where you actually just want Joel Embiid to play the press conference game and then go have that conversation with Embiid. Because all this does...
Did he ask that question, or was that just...
I'm sure it was probably about James Harden's performance.
Yeah.
But all this does now is put lighter fluid on a situation that's not great. You're in a tougher series than you'd expected. This is a 4-5 matchup. But when you look at what Toronto has gone through in the series, like Scotty Barnes didn't play 2 games, rookie of the year. Fred VanVleet just missed the game. So they've been going in and out. And even with the injury, now, so I think Embiid has a point, but it's also how you present it, because now it's coming for all these guys. Now they have to answer this question. Now they're going to talk about locker room dynamic.
No, I think you're right. The answer is sit down on the bus tonight or at dinner and say, James, you got to shoot more and you got to be more aggressive. I mean, he shot. What was he? 4 of 11. The answer at the press conference was James doing his best, and we got to be better getting him the ball and putting him in a situation to succeed. Period. Then we're not having this conversation, right? If they lose this 3-1 lead, if they blow this 3-1 lead, and look, they can go back to Toronto and get beaten, go home, and Game 7, anything can happen. Is it on Embiid, who's got a hurt thumb, or is it on Harden, who once again went somewhere and it didn't work?
Or Doc Rivers and his terrible record in closing.
Doc Rivers is done. Doc Rivers is done again. Yeah. 505-246-0610. Let's have that conversation. Oh, the Mavs won last night. Luka went nuts.
Luka.
Hallelujah.
Ooh, I like that.
Back. It was up on the ribbon board. I can't claim it.
Damn.
Yeah, I took it from the ribbon board. I thought it was good. 102.77. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Police and For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Cheese is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView.
88, and in the West, the Mavericks just pumped the Utah Jazz last night, 102-77. That's every time I tell you I think it's over, then the Jazz win. That's over, right? Donovan Mitchell's hurt. They looked just beaten. The Mavs got on a run. Luka went for 33. Jalen Brunson went for 24. That just looked like the JV team out there, didn't it?
It is over.
All right. So you're down with that?
Luka Doncic,
Yeah,
playoff Luka,
he's good.
is in conversation to be the best player of all time.
Tap it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna read me stats?
Both.
No, hit me with stats.
He's got to start winning some series.
He's really good, but the
Gotta start winning some
greatest
series.
playoff player of all time is gonna win a couple of rings, doesn't he?
Statistically, this dude in the playoffs is outrageous.
He's really good.
And he's finally got a cast that they can do something this season.
I agree with the back part of that, and I guess I can't argue with statistics. So
He's averaging 33,
all right.
33.3 points, 9.1 rebounds, 8.9 assists in the playoffs.
Okay, that's really good. And statistically, I'm going to guess that's
22 years old.
That's as good as anybody. Is that? I mean, I don't know.
So I think they're going to start winning some series.
They win this series.
Winning some games.
Is this the 4-5?
Yes.
So they win this, and they get. I mean, I don't know
They're
where.
going to beat Memphis or Minnesota.
Oh, the 4-5 gets the 1.
Oh, that's, yeah.
It's 1-4.
That's right. We were talking about the other.
4-5 gets the Phoenix
Lakers.
New Orleans winner. Yeah, and if Booker's not back and the way they're going right now, look, man, I mean, you get a real run at this. No, Golden State gets the Memphis Minnesota winner. Or I got Golden State through Denver, don't I? I think we all do.
Yeah.
And Phoenix without Devin Booker certainly is beatable. I think we're all watching that, right?
Luka, yes, he has to get it in the playoffs. He's 22 years old. This is his third run in the postseason. It'll finally be his first series win. For some reason, the Clippers. They lost 6 games to the Clippers in his first playoff series. 7 games to the Clippers last year. Avoided the Clippers.
Clippers found a way to win a playoff series.
And now they're going to get to this second round.
So he's really good. And statistically, you can tell me all the stats you want. I'm not making him one of the best in the playoffs ever until he wins something. And then we can have that conversation. Statistically, he's very, very good. And he is 22 years old, and he's on his way. And what he did last night, you see his little shimmy. Did you see him get pounded? so the foul late in the game where everybody got all mad. Who was it that hit him and knocked him down and reached down to grab him, to help him up, and then you had a little pushing goon match go on, which I thought was silly, to be honest with you. But yeah, he's good. He's terrific, and he's efficient in the playoffs. What did he shoot last night? 11 of 22. You're gonna tell me dude's gonna shoot 50% in the playoffs? I'm gonna probably be okay with it. Scoring 33 points. Turn the ball over 5 times. He probably needs to take care of the ball a little. That was half of his team's turnovers. But
Not a problem at all.
Okay.
For his usage rate.
It's a huge usage rate. With 5 assists to go with it. All right, so Dallas wins, and they're going to win that. The conversation this morning has been about the Nets. You looked this up because Lenny said he thought it was a player option. Is it the team option?
No, it is a player option.
Ben Simmons.
Kyrie Irving.
I'm staring at Ben Simmons right here. Kyrie Irving. It is a player option for $50 million.
Yeah.
So he's not walking away from $50 million. Is it one more year?
Yeah, so he can make that decision to get paid one more year. Brooklyn's going to extend him.
You extend him to 4 and give him $200 million? I just don't know on what merit. On the flashes that he's really, really, really good when he plays? That you got swept in the playoffs and he played half the season for you?
And if you're Brooklyn, how do you handle what Kyrie wants to do? And that is sit at that table and be a decision maker. It's one thing to have a conversation with your best players, as you should in basketball, because they can help you attract certain players. But Kyrie cannot be a decision maker.
So, with all due respect...
And if that pushes him away, do you think they're that upset?
No.
Kyrie walks away for nothing?
No.
I really don't
Somebody
think
else will come join that team. So let me tell you this. If I'm the GM there, if I'm the ownership, who owns that team? Is it the Russian guy?
No.
Who owns that? What? Did you know his name?
I don't know why that was funny to me.
That was
very New York.
The
thing.
Russian guy.
It's a very New York thing.
Well, it's Brooklyn.
Came in, and that's when he tried
the BP station, and they made a left of friendlies.
When they had the Russian owner, that's when he came in, and he bought old KD and Paul Pierce and thought that was going to win the championship.
All right, so who owns that team?
I believe it's a Chinese business.
Okay.
That owns this team.
Whoever the decision makers are in the front office, can I tell you what my first move is? And it's today. I'm having lunch with Kevin Durant. What do you want? Where are you? Because I'm building my team around Kevin Durant. He is 34 years old. He's hungry. He's already won a couple, but he hadn't won any away from Golden State. And I think that's really what his biggest goal in leaving Golden State was. Look, he could have stayed there in San Francisco, and they could have had something to run that thing forever. And he didn't. And he went to Brooklyn, and I really think it's important to him to win one somewhat on his own. My conversation's with him first. You want Kyrie back? Do you want him in that room of decision makers? Where do you want this thing to go? And I'm not letting him make the decisions, but I'm sure as hell basing a lot of my decisions on where he wants to go. Where are you on Steve Nash? You think I'm wrong?
No, that's where you start. Because I still trust Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I do too.
Like, he's the one dude I'm still rolling with.
Yeah.
Like, it was bad. He felt it. He acknowledged it.
And you know what? Kyrie's going to learn that you had lunch, and he's going to be pissed, and so it be. Because he ain't Kevin Durant. 505-246-0610. What are your thoughts on that? The Nets are done. Swept on the opening drive. On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes.
Sports Animal. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Bond.
So who do you want managing your franchise? Guy who played half the season for you and has an option to make $50 million? Never really plays a full season. How does it work? Do you know any Nets fans? Are there any Nets fans? Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. Nets are done. Celtics move on. Good on you for Boston. We'll talk about them for weeks because they're really good. But it's about the failure of a super team this morning in the Brooklyn Nets getting swept out of the playoffs 4 straight by the Celtics, 116-112 last night. One guy after the game looked like, all right, good, man, I'm on vacation again. All happy, hugging his ex-teammates. The other guy looked like, well, his mission was destroyed. Kevin Durant looked hurt, beaten, angry, defeated. One guy looked like, man, all right, book my trip because I'm out of here. And that was Kyrie. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, and A. Marie. Does post-game body language tell you anything, or is that just two different dudes the way they end the season?
I think for Kyrie, everything he does is going to be overanalyzed. I'm not going to say he doesn't care because he wasn't acting exactly like Kevin Durant. So I'm going to look at the other stuff more so, the being a part-time player, everything along those lines, as opposed to those emotions right after the game where maybe it was too chummy in the views of some people.
What do you make of Kyrie's quote? It says, quote, "When I say I'm here with Kev, I really think that entails us managing this franchise together alongside Joe and Sean," end quote. I said, is that the guy you want managing your franchise? We've heard a lot of stuff this morning about other people's opinion on that. Does a guy, let me ask you this, does a guy who opts to play part-time, and you can talk to me about the vaccination and why, but a guy who plays part-time, who that's his attitude, is that a guy you want managing your franchise? Does he? I mean, I don't know if I want Kevin Durant to. My front office is managing this franchise, and I guess it's double pronged to me. A, that's how he thinks, and B, JJ, Kevin Durant's not managing my franchise. I got people that are going to manage this franchise.
Yeah, I think there are certain players, whether they like it or not, like LeBron James, KD, and I think Kevin Durant is of that ilk, that you have to have different conversations because they can land you players that other teams can't.
That's right.
Now, what it sounded like to me, listening to that comment from Kyrie Irving, was that he was almost trying to talk himself back into that status. Like when it all came together, it felt like, boom, KD, Kyrie, we're one and the same. We're going to be pushing this franchise together in the future. And it almost feels like he's trying to talk himself back into that. Remind people like, oh yeah, I am here with KD. We are going to this. We are going to make these decisions. And I'm a little bit worried if I'm that front office, that's the immediate response from Kyrie Irving, because his decision making has not been great.
Does it sound a bit to you like he's also maybe trying to talk KD into it?
Yes, it does.
Because I think him saying that publicly then puts the onus on, well, Kevin didn't want, the breakup is because Kevin didn't want me here, right? And maybe Kevin doesn't want him there. I mean, I honestly, if I'm Kevin Durant, again, Kevin Durant's got his issues. His burner account and him going to join the Warriors, however you feel about that. Kevin Durant still can ball at 34 years old. Ball at a level that very few on the planet can ball. Are we on the same page so far?
Yes, we are.
All right. So he leaves a situation where he's winning championships or contending every year after he blows out his Achilles, trying to win another championship, by the way, and sets himself up. He goes to Brooklyn, sits out a year, makes a full year's salary. We make $40-something million to sit out that year. Puts this thing together. It's Kyrie. It's Harden. They're going to put this thing together. I think he's got to be looking around just going, man, did I make a mistake? Is Kyrie the guy with whom I'm going to get this done? I have no idea what I get with Ben Simmons. And I think we haven't even really hit on the Ben Simmons thing. Because I don't know what's a bigger issue right now in that organization. Is it Ben Simmons' future or Kyrie?
It's Ben Simmons' future.
Well, in the immediate, you got to make a decision, or Kyrie's got to make a decision, but you got to let him know what's in your plans. If you don't extend Kyrie, he may opt out.
And maybe that's the direction the Brooklyn Nets
Right.
are willing to go.
No,
which is why it's more on Kyrie. 'Cause Ben Simmons, if he's healthy and he's playing basketball, and he's not the dude like he wasn't going to be in Philadelphia. Like if he gets that, if he wraps his mind around, you know what, I got to reset. I just got to play basketball. He can be very good with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I guess the question is, where is he, man? Where is he? You know, I got this email, and I'll read it to you. It's from Gopher. It says, it's time for Ben Simmons to be working on his physical and mental health issues outside of an NBA roster where he isn't burdened by getting paid all those Ben Franklins for sitting on the bench. I don't know he's going to walk away from anything. He just got paid I want to say $42 million for not paying. You know how much money they're paying? Brooklyn is paid for dudes to not play. Durant sat a whole season. Kyrie sat half a season. Ben Simmons sat half a season. I mean, it's just hundreds of millions of dollars. Now you can say, whatever, it's not my money and I don't care, and that's fine. But at some point, where's your ROI? Where's your return on investment? JJ, I'm telling you, this is how I handle this. If I'm the front office. It's 10:07 back east. I saw Kevin last night in the locker room and said, hey, I'll call you tomorrow. Let's go. You want to go to lunch tomorrow or the next day? Let's get together in the next 2 days, you and I. And I'm sitting with, and I don't give a damn if it's in a restaurant and everybody sees me, or if I need to take him up into a private suite in my office and cater in lunch. Okay? Or go to his apartment. I don't care. And Kyrie's going to find out, and Kyrie's going to be pissed. And that's just how it is. Kyrie's not Kevin Durant, as much as he thinks he is. And where does Kevin Durant want to go? And that's the direction. And that, JJ, those are the answers I don't have. You don't have. Does he want to roll with Kyrie? If so, all right, you want me to extend him? What are you thinking? You don't get to make the choices, but here's what I'm thinking, Kevin. I'm thinking, Kyrie doesn't want to be here, and if he's part-time, who would you rather go get? How can we make that happen? Because who is it? JJ, I don't know who it is. They've tried Harden, didn't work. They tried Kyrie, didn't work. I mean, is it on Durant now? It's hard to blame Durant for James Harden showing up out of shape and Kyrie playing half the season.
Durant is going to get it for performance-wise, but I don't look at Kevin Durant the same way Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, when it's everything but basketball. Because the one thing with KD, that we can poke fun at him for his burner account, maybe taking social media too seriously, but it's hard when everyone's taking shots at you, whether you're Kevin Durant or just some random dude that's taking ish. It's, he's all in when it comes to basketball. And I can look at Kevin Durant and say this was a bad series. We look at the best player on the floor for a team. He's going to have to take ownership of it because he wasn't good. But I don't have question marks of him responding next year.
Yeah. All right, so you feel that they're going to be constructed. Those three guys are still going to be there next year. I mean, Simmons is going to be there. They can't get out of it.
Yes,
Ben Simmons is going to be there in some.
I think all three of those will be back next year. I do.
You think that's a good thing?
Right now, I can't say yes, but if you're the Brooklyn Nets, if you're sitting there, even if you're fresh with Kyrie, that is still the best option for you.
Well, if you think you're going to get 75 out of 82 games from him. What did we just hear the number? They were scheduled for 230-something games together, and they played 53 together. That's Kyrie and Kevin Durant. It's not what you signed up for. I mean, look, if I'm ownership, I'm losing my hair. I'm losing my mind. I'm paying these guys for what? I'm paying these guys $50 million a year, and they play whenever they want. By the way, when the NBA goes back and has their next collective bargaining agreement, you hear about CBAs all the time. We just went through it in baseball. Will you blame the owners if they go to pull guaranteed contracts off the table? That all these contracts are all guaranteed money, and the amount of money that NBA franchises eat, would you blame them if that's a big point from the ownership side? Look, they got to be performance-based contract. We're not. Injury is one thing. You don't just get to sit out in.
I think that would be a disaster.
You do,
because I'm not going to bash dudes that miss games for injury.
Nor am I.
But if you go after guaranteed contracts, you are.
Not really.
Yes, you are. It's the Ben Simmons stuff that you have to have a conversation.
So how do you have that protection?
But when it says it's a back injury, all these guys are going to say it's an injury. I think there's a conversation that is going to be brought up. But if the owners go for that, it's going to be a disaster for the game.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do in the vaccine situation with Kyrie? I'm all for guys getting paid. I am.
Because when it's all said and done, those owners are still going to be fine.
Well, again, we always have this conversation. And most of these owners made all their money outside of basketball, right? Those are still businesses that they're trying to run with a P&L. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. We'll continue that conversation. By the way, the draft's in 2 days.
Dun, dun, dun.
We can get there. Novak Djokovic is going to play in Wimbledon, and he will not be vaccinated. Phil is going to play in the U.S. Open. 50-cent hot dog night tonight. All right, then. It's the opening drive on a wedding week. Is it a wedding week?
Yes, it is.
When are the nuptials?
Sorry, I was chatting on the phone.
Yeah, I saw that. When are the actual nuptials?
Saturday.
Saturday. Mm-hmm. So, like, the 4th, 5th, 6th round don't matter? Yeah. All right.
I mean, they matter, but we're doing it very early in the day.
Do your thing, man. It's wedding week. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This spring, let Audible bring...
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures.
Rome Show, weekdays at 10, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, got all kinds of emails coming in. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Ben Simmons, you got 50-cent hot dogs tonight. And I didn't even know about this one. So I'm learning all kinds of stuff. Did you know, I guess it was a controversial ending to the Gladiators' loss in Frisco. Richard says, heartbreaking loss for Duke City. Did you talk about the controversial ending where the Frisco Fighters used their version of cheerleaders and chaparrals to freeze Gladiators on a critical 4th down while Coach Sherman Carter begged the useless refs to get them off the court? Why isn't that delay of game on the home team? I didn't even know about that. Did you?
Nope.
Controversy in the IFL. Did not know. Don't know, but I'll find out for you.
It would not be the IFL without controversy.
No. That's you can't spell controversy without ifl. But can you? Yeah, you kind of can. All right, Grady, good morning to you. How you living up north?
Hey, no burner accounts in the house.
No burner's a bad word right now.
In the AM, what's going on?
It's grooving. What's happening?
You know, I'm listening to this and quote unquote the talk. Kyrie and KD and all this. And interestingly enough, before this series started, just before they cut out TNT, Charles Barkley said, Brooklyn doesn't have a chance. He basically called the sweep before the series even started. And just a quick credit where credit is due for some actual insightful analysis, because he could definitely see that mix, that team wasn't going to work. And I agree with the fact that just because you are elite athlete A doesn't, on paper, doesn't mean that you're going to go out and, okay, we're going to make this win, we're going to work. And then when it doesn't, you get slammed. That's not necessarily fair, but at the same time, hey, that's what you sign up for. But it's oversimplistic. Because otherwise, well, who's the best player on paper? Okay, well, then you debate that, and then that team should win. It kind of reminds me of all the rankings and all this and that, people trying to guess and subjectively figure out who's the best. Sometimes teams don't work. And I'm sure, Jeff, back in your way back in your AAU coaching days, you had some teams that had the probably better players, but horrible chemistry or what have you, and they just didn't perform as well as what you thought. And then you come across a team of what you might think are some scrubs, and it's like, oh, wow, these guys are pretty good. Hey, we've been living that overachievement life a lot up here, so we kind of understand how that works when people underestimate you as a team. But my point is, and this isn't the shut up and dribble. I mean, if you guys know anything about me and the way I feel about things, I'm not a shut up and dribble guy. I think that franchises in particular, they need to be careful about letting the athletes make too much of it, way too heavily in the decision making.
Well, okay, so what caliber athlete do you consult, and how do you weigh that individual's opinion? And I think the caliber athlete is Kevin Durant, is LeBron James, is Tom Brady, is Stephen Curry, and here's where you run a bit of a risk. If you consult and speak with that athlete and then don't do exactly what they want, do you have a problem? Well, why the hell did you ask me? But B, if you just go and do it, well, I'm your star, why did you include me? And I think you got to make it clear. Look, here's where I'm coming from. What do you think? Okay, look, you don't get to make the decisions, but I want to know where you're coming from. I want to make decisions based on your feelings, because I think it's really, really touchy. But Grady, I think if you've got an athlete with, you basically invested your immediate future, and I say 5 years, in Kevin Durant, I think he's good enough where I would consult with him, and I want to feel where he is.
Well, I think that's perfect, and in what you said in particular, it's a delicate balance.
Yes.
And successful franchises have some way or another found that balance, because you're right. You do want to consult with them. However, you don't want to put everything on them, because you're going to come across athletes like Kyrie who, quite frankly, think they're smarter than they are, who think that they're light years ahead of everyone, and they don't know how to run a basketball team any more than you or I do.
Yeah.
And again, those guys are famous. Those guys are elite,
rich,
and rich because of their performance on the basketball court. I mean, there are several examples of players transitioning into management and / ownership roles, and that they fail. It's a completely different skill
just
set.
Because you're really good at one skill set doesn't mean it transfers to other things.
Absolutely. And so, like you said, it's a very delicate balance. And so successful franchises, again, they've managed to take input, because you should take input, because you don't want to ice those guys out. And in basketball in particular, where one or two players can swing the fortunes of your franchise for a long time. So, it's not an exact science. And heck, man, if you could figure out exactly how to do it,
you'll be really good at it.
You'll be owning one of those squads and having us call in complaining that you're not winning enough.
That's good. All right, man. Appreciate you. Stay safe up there. All right, be well.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Look, I don't know where the balance is, JJ. The if you've got one of these guys, if you go into business with one of these elites, and everybody in that business wants to, right? Everybody in professional sports wants one of the elite players, whether it's LeBron, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Mike Trout. I mean, pick your guy, right? Tom Brady. I think do you agree with me that there's a level of player with whom you consult on big decisions? You don't give them the power to make the decisions, but if you are invested into LeBron James, Kevin Durant, those guys, I believe big decisions, coaching changes, big player personnel. I want to know, what do you think?
Yes.
Okay. You agree, though, that you cannot let that player think you're making the decisions. I want to know what you're thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. And because your risk is, well, I told them I want to keep Kyrie, but they got rid of him. Why the hell did you even talk to me? And now all of a sudden you've soured your relationship, if the player is that sensitive.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it's personal management, and it's life. There's an element when you're a front office, you give certain players, as you said, that leeway, but then you got to sit down and say, boom, there's decisions that will be made that aren't going to be 100% exactly what you guys want to do, because from 1 through 13, you have to figure out a way to put a roster together in a way to get things to work. And one thing with KD, Kyrie, these dudes know basketball. They are smart when it comes to the game of basketball. But there's other things that they're probably not all locked in on exactly what the cap numbers are, or what's upcoming in the draft, or what capital that you have. So you have to have that balance.
Yeah, and you hit it on the head. It's management. Look, it's really tough, and it can be from a little decision to a big decision. I run my business for going on 17 years now, and I consult with my staff on JJ everything from what do you think on gifting to marketing plans to personnel. And I ran into a situation years ago where someone, I consulted everybody on my staff, which isn't a lot of people, and then there were different opinions, and so I made a choice. And months later, I had a person say to me, "Well, why'd you even ask my opinion if you're not gonna use it?" Well, wait, I went with your opinion on this, and this. I went the other way on this because, and that person's feelings were hurt. And it's really hard, right? Remember, like, we've had producer openings here. Sometimes they ask our opinion on who should be the producer. Sometimes they don't, right? But we don't get to make the call. We respect the call. We whoever they hire, and it's A-Marie, and we move on.
It was me.
But right, it's not totally different with what's
information.
going on there. Yeah, give me perspective. And it's really hard in those situations. But I'm just telling you, to Grady's point, I'm not letting him make the decision, but I want to know what Kevin Durant thinks. Then I'll have a conversation with Kyrie. Do I want to know what Kyrie thinks? I absolutely do. But I want to have the conversation with Kevin Durant first. You know why? Because that's the guy I got to roll with, one way or the other. And is there a chance Kevin Durant's done with Kyrie? I think there is, don't you?
Like, this is a situation where, as messy as it is, like, best case for the Brooklyn Nets is bringing all these guys back and hoping that they're on the basketball.
All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. I got a bunch of emails I got to get to. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. We're on TV every day, Channel 26, Comcast, Channel 26 here in New Mexico. Adrian produces on ProView Networks. You can watch it also on our Facebook page. Go to the OD in the AM. That's our Facebook page. Like us while you're there. That'd be really cool. You can send us a message as well. You're big into the social medium and the likes, the interactions. So you can do that. We come back. I'll get you some of these emails. I got a question about the wedding.
Oh, do you?
And the reception.
Oh, I can't wait.
And I'm not sure. Am I invited as part of it? But
you are?
No,
Jeff?
no. Of
course you are, Jeff.
That's nice of you.
Oh.
I mean, 18 months from now, we'll see.
Okay,
maybe,
first of all,
maybe you don't like me.
We're going to Kyrie, Kevin Durant situation here.
I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm a ball hog by then. Who knows? All right, Aaron Jones opened up International Protective Service, IPS, back in 2006. Started it by providing security for some homeowners up in Fort Hills. And here we are 16 years later. Homeowners, business owners all over the Boracay trust IPS to protect what they have worked so hard to build. I'm one of those homeowners. I trust IPS. They come by every day and patrol my home. I travel a bit, as you know. They watch my home when I'm gone. They pick up mail and newspapers if I ask. If there's a package that's dropped off, they take it so it's not sitting on the porch until someone else takes it. Garbage day, they roll the cans to the curb and back for me. They take care of it. They look out after it. They give me a peace of mind. My family, now my neighbors, next door neighbors, utilize IPS as well. They keep the bad guys away. Aaron is from Albuquerque, passionate about making this town a safer place to live and work. He watches your home, your business, with highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols. Committed to our city and to its protection. Call International Protective Service. IPS's number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420, or go to ipsglobal.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at Car Crafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant.
Big commitment in basketball yesterday. Greg Hires out there doing work. Bull Cure, 7'3", announced on the tweeter last night.
Wow.
I've been meaning to get to this. Get offers from West Virginia, Texas Tech, UNLV, DePaul, Providence. 7'3", his wingspan's 7'8".
7'3"?
Yeah. He had 42 rebounds in a high school game. Scored 25 points. We'll see. I mean, he's not thick, but 7'3". You got a little rim
can
protector.
bulk him up, maybe.
Look, I don't know if they're any good, and you know how I am with recruiting and paper rosters, and let's see. But he's signed some players the last few weeks.
Well, he had to. He didn't have a roster.
Well, I understand, but I mean, I'm not just warm bodies. It feels like he's putting together a decent roster. Again, let me see what they look like come November. But it feels like he's winning a few recruiting battles.
That you'd expect him to with his JUCO connection,
right? He brought his best player from Northwest Florida,
which was
one
you hoped to get.
Right.
Making that move, I'm excited, and this is a lot different than the other turnover changes, I should say, because this is the most roster turnover that New Mexico State has had, I believe. And if Aggie fans, you can
ever
let me know. Over the last, from Menzies to Weir to
JJ, I would tell you ever. I think there's 3 guys left on the roster.
Yeah, we got that text, but and they played Peak played a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
They're not contributors. They're rebuilding an entire roster, so they haven't really been in this situation during this run of consistency.
Yeah,
it's just having to reset the whole thing.
And I know Lobo fans are sitting there going, "Okay, where's ours?" Right? I mean, I've been listening to Lobo fan.
But you're really looking for one.
Well, but I'm not hearing it a lot, but I'm hearing a nervous. So just a lot of business calls that I've made for bowl stuff, right? We talk, and then people say, "Hey, so what are the Lobos doing?" I'm hearing this is kind of a daily thing for me. Hey, what are the Lobos doing? What I mean, is Patino sign anybody? And there's a nervousness as they're watching, Boise State got their guy, and they're watching the Aggies sign dudes, whether they're good or not, and we'll find out. I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're ready to win a championship because I don't know, right? I'm reading credentials, I can read resumes, I can look at what they did. It feels like Greg Hires doing a nice job down there. But meanwhile, you're sitting here just going, okay, Saquon just signed at George Mason. All right, we lost him, which is whatever. I like Saquon Singleton a lot. I don't know that that's going to kill you by losing him. But I know Lobo fans getting nervous.
Which is fine, but it's about learning the new timetable.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
no doubt.
transfer portal is closed, but that doesn't mean there's not transfers in the portal still.
That's right.
You just can't enter it right. May 1st, excuse me, not closed yet. May 1st kind of shuts down for a little bit. And after May 1st, you want to transfer, that's when you actually miss being eligible for the upcoming season. So it's just a different timetable.
Yeah.
And especially that June 1st deadline. So you got May 1st, where players stop entering the transfer portal, and you got June 1st, where players make the decision to return to college.
Yeah.
So this is just a new timeline for people. I understand if you're uneasy because you see all these other signings, but it doesn't mean there's not players available. It doesn't mean there's not good players available.
That's 100% right. 100%.
It's the timing of it.
I know.
And if you're the Lobos,
I get it.
I'm absolutely not rushing. Yeah, I know you get it. But it's trying to tell the people that don't know the timeline. It's not like, oh, you're dumb. No, this is new for a lot of people.
It's brand new.
We're all learning new things about the transfer portal in terms of, the May 1st deadline. What that means for next season. And if you're the Lobos, I'm probably going to wait on dudes that are considering, wait on some forwards that are still considering their destinations, might actually be testing the NBA draft waters, because that does not take me out of the running for a really good player because you haven't signed one on April 26th.
What's the, is it May 20-something, the deadline for Jalen House to decide?
June 1st.
Is it June 1st? We got another month. All right. Sid sent me an email, wedding 18 months later, question mark, Mr. Symbieta? I've never heard of doing such a thing. I'm guessing it is because, statistically speaking, Ms. Marie is as likely to be divorced as she is still married in October of 2023.
Oh my gosh, Sid. Jeez Louise.
I say this a lot. Just because I've not heard of it doesn't mean it doesn't happen or it's not good. my mom tells me all the time at 85, she's like, well, I've never heard of him. Well, right, Mom, I'm taking Addie to a concert tonight. It's one of her bands. She wants to see Alec Benjamin tonight. And she's like, never heard of him. Well, of course, Mom. You're probably not the demo for that. But just because Sid's not heard of it. But
I mean, it's okay. Like, that's the funny thing about weddings. People are always going to tell you your opinion, right? And that's just how we're doing it.
Kind of the thing about relationships, Amory.
That's kind of how we're doing it.
Everybody's going to tell you how they should do it and how you should do it. Everybody tells you how.
I've been to a lot of weddings and funerals that are very similar. People act out and give opinions.
Have you heard me give you any opinion on weddings?
Don't do it.
I don't even know if I said that.
Just kidding.
Maybe I said that.
I'm just kidding.
I just, I wasn't very good at marriage. My wedding was good. The wedding was great.
Yeah.
Obviously I realized I'm just not good at it. And I'm, I don't want to be a failure. I'm not good at being, so. It is what it is. Big weekend for the NFL's most complete franchise, says Omar. Jeff, the experts are ripping the Dallas Cowboys recruiting class. Omar predicted this last year. When you overpay for a quarterback, you don't have money to get the favor of the day out of the transfer portal. Coach Jones is going to need to find a freshman this weekend, a bunch of them who are ready to contribute right away. Really looked at Dallas's draft, have you?
You cannot.
No.
I'm sure.
They're not top, okay.
If you can't figure out a way to pay a quarterback in this league and still win,
you're not going to win.
You don't deserve to be in this league.
You're not going to win.
Absolutely. You know what I found crazy about this draft that I forgot about? The Bengals have 11 picks.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember, but they were in the Super Bowl last year.
I kind of remember. Yeah, I'm glad they were. Yeah, I'm kind of glad they were in the Super Bowl.
Does anyone want to draft? I think that's the question. Like, you have
that's so
6 teams with multiple first-round picks, and everyone's like, I want to trade back. I want to.
Yeah.
Someone's going to have to draft somebody.
Well, it's really interesting that you say that, because are there, like, it feels like this is a strong receiver draft, right? That's what they're telling me. And everybody needs a receiver. Where do you value receiver? Like, as a position. Okay, quarterback is the most important position on the field. Okay? Edge rusher, left tackle, corner, right? Cover corner. Where do you put receiver in this mix? I mean, you need... I'll tell you what. Watching guys like Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp change games last year really changed my opinion a bit. And I will tell you that I think, and I don't think this is revolutionary now, that I've come over to where I believe finding a receiver is more important than finding a good running back, because I think you can find a good running back more available than you can find a difference-making receiver.
Absolutely.
You guys both there?
Yes, and it's more of a passing game these days anyways.
Are you there?
I'm more comfortable taking a receiver earlier,
Yep.
even if I miss on that, than a running back. And I love this draft coming up Thursday night, especially the first round, because this draft is built on the foundation of what wins you games. Yes, there's not franchise quarterbacks. It's about pass rushers, tackles, and then players to cover wide receivers. There are foundational pieces in this draft without there being a standout quarterback.
All right. Amory's going to be in Vegas for the draft, by the way. We will have our
check-in?
Our draft insider.
Well, we have a draft insider.
Yes,
there.
we will. You will.
You'll do us a favor of checking in?
Yeah, I will. I would love to.
I mean, I know you're going on the afternoon show. It's going to be during the draft.
Right, but
you'll
this is
us?
my show with you guys.
Sure.
Obviously.
Good. All right. Just want to make sure you. I mean, it's early.
I don't know what I don't know what
early.
it's going to look. So I'm up early all the time.
All right.
You go to bed early, actually.
I go to bed really early.
In Vegas?
In general, yes.
In general. In Vegas?
No,
in general.
In Vegas, I'm not gonna lie. I go to bed really early.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Kyle might stay out and play poker, and then I'm like, bye, night.
When I used to go to Vegas for these things, whether it was media days or the tournaments, really, like, gosh, it hurts. 6 a.m. hurts, and I used to have to go to the arena, and our former program directors just say, just go to bed. It's like JJ's advice: drink water, go to bed. Like, who knew? It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Amory, Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
There are so many.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
Car crafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The front
draft is days away now. 2 days away, you'll be done with talking about Kyrie and Ben Simmons. Got to be thrilled the draft is coming. Everybody can stop talking about them. Then everybody will start talking about James Harden though next week. You build guys up. Biggest. How am I trying to say this? Most of lose or gain in this playoffs. JJ, and it's the opening drive. Thanks for being with us on a beautiful Tuesday morning. Nets get swept yesterday by the Celtics, 116-112. 76ers get run out of their building by the Raptors, 103-88. That's 3-2 headed back to Canada. Most pressure, most to win or lose going into the playoffs. Was it on an individual, JJ? Was it Chris Paul this year? Was it James Harden? Was it, I can't think of somebody else, because I think of guys who are now later in their careers who have not won. At some point it's going to be Joel Embiid, but I'm not sure it's him yet. The Kyrie thing, well, he's already won, and Kevin Durant's already won. I look at guys who have reputations of being amongst the best of their generation, right? And we have this conversation about Harden being as good a scorer as I've ever seen. Chris Paul, the point god, one of the best 5-point guards ever. Both of them have never won a ring. They're both getting a little older, certainly in Chris Paul's situation quite a bit towards the end of his career. I mean, am I missing someone? Who had the most pressure in this postseason? And both of them are kind of in a precarious spot right now in round one.
The answer is yes.
You're thinking, which is good. I see. When I see him staring off, and
the problem is I can't sit here and say it's on Chris Paul, because
Devin Booker's hurt.
Chris Paul, at this point in his career, and the type of player he is, he's not going to give you 30 points night in and night out. So I can't then just sit here and bash Chris Paul.
I'm not looking to bash him, yeah.
Because that's not who he is or who he's constructed to beat. Now, James Harden should still be that team. Should still have some of that aggressiveness in him, which is, all right, Joel Embiid called you out. Y'all got to deal with that. He should be in a good enough position right now to be better than he has been playing, because it feels like Harden has been coasting. And maybe he's trying to figure it out. But if Embiid is saying be more aggressive, go get yours. Because the Philadelphia 76ers should not be at a point where you're asking James Harden to shoot the basketball. I like the way he's played at times, and I think it's okay. Like I'm not going to sit here and say, you know what, I like this version of James Harden where he's been the facilitator, he hasn't been doing too much, and then all of a sudden sit here and be like, yeah, it's right. Joel Embiid is right. James Harden's not taking over games, when it could have easily been the other way where James Harden came in and did too much. So I think they're still trying to find that balance between Harden, Maxey, who, just like James Harden, when Maxey hasn't had a good game, they've been bad. And those two players,
but
last night, were 9 of 25 from the field.
All right, so as much as I like Tyrese Maxey, and I think Tyrese Maxey is going to be is turning into a terrific player, James Harden was brought in to be the number 2. James Harden was brought in to be the guy who can score. James Harden, when he got there, the expectation was, look what we got. We got one of the most prolific scorers of this generation to go along with Joel Embiid, who has become the best big man in the game next to Giannis Antetokounmpo. And here the process is now going to become complete with the development of Tyrese Maxey. I'm going to tell you there's more pressure on Harden because I think he was expected to do more. Chris Paul, that doesn't mean there's no pressure on him. He's running out of time. But if Devin Booker's not there, Chris Paul, to your point, is not the guy who can do it by himself. He just can't. He can't be Batman. He can't. And so, while it sucks for him, and it may result in him not winning a championship because that window may close, I think it's on Harden, because his postseason reputation is kind of what we saw last night. 505-246-0610. You can get into the draft, the hoops, the wedding. Oh, okay. So the opening drive. Glad you're with us. On 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at Car Crafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
PEND. Spend.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM. 610 KNML Albuquerque. The sports animal.
7 o'clock in the morning. 7 a.m. where have you been? 7 a.m. where is your brother?
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Draft 2 days away in the National Football League. Next game for the Brooklyn Nets, months away.
Vacation time.
It is. Kyrie looked happy about it.
Maybe we'll come to the draft.
Been a rough season, man.
Maybe we'll come to
Long
Vegas.
season. Yeah. It's where everybody wants to go to relax right now. How are you even getting in there, man?
What do you mean?
I mean, you must have made your flights a long time ago. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Vegas is going to be bonkers this weekend.
I know.
It's going to be bonkers. Hey, Marie will be there for us. Well, not for us. She'll be there for her. But take
For
a
us.
little time to check in with us on Thursday and
Of
Friday.
course.
Looking forward to that. All right, we're here for you on a Tuesday morning, 505-246-0610. That's how to get to us. Emails and your texts. Emails are welcome at jeff@sportsanimалabq.com, jj@sportsanimалabq.com. So I told you about Bull Cure, the 7'3" center who signed with New Mexico State. Text line says a 7'3" project stick man who had interest from those other schools but not offers. In 3 years, he might be serviceable if he sticks around. We've seen a lot of 7-foot-plus thin body types, right, come through here. I think of a lot of players. We'll see. There feels like there's a little bit more skill with this young man, but we'll see.
No idea. At this point, we have no idea, and it's still the part of collegiate athletics is you want to develop players. That's still a thing. Sebastian Forsling at UNM.
Yeah, right.
This student athlete now joining New Mexico State. Like, there's still an element of that. But what the Lobos are waiting on right now is not one of these dudes. It's
No, they need someone to come in and
dude
play.
who can step in and be a starter right away.
That's right.
Which there's still a lot of those dudes on the market. The timing of it, testing the draft water, getting in those conversations. That's why I know a lot of people are worried. They're on edge. But it doesn't mean that there's not a starting forward still available for UNM.
Tad, good morning to you. You're on the opening drive. How are you, Tad?
Good morning, gentlemen. You know, I want your guys' impression on something that obviously it can't be dealt with. But what is baseball going to do with Angel Hernandez, in your guys' opinion? And
Well-
if anything conceivably can be done? That's my question.
Yeah. All right, Tad. We'll answer off the air, and thank you for the call. So Angel Hernandez is the umpire who has been taking a whole lot of heat for not recently. It's been a while, right? For his strike zone.
Yes.
Kyle Schwarber went bonkers on him 2 days ago. He was
Sunday Night Baseball.
He was called out on a ball. It was just off the plate. I don't think that last call was egregious. Did you? The one that he was called out on?
No.
It was just off the plate. But Schwarber went nuts. You're over here. You're over here. You're up. You're down. Just went bonkers on him. What do I think is going to happen? And I'm curious where you are. But I think they're starting any day now, right? Minor League Baseball and AAA. We're going to have robo strike zones, right? May
14th, I
May
think.
14th? All right,
Yes.
2 more weeks. I think we're going to test the robo strike zone in minor league baseball, and within 2 years, maybe next year, but I think within 2 years you'll have it in the bigs. Do they grade these umpires? Like, what do you do with this guy though?
Do you want the truth?
Yeah.
Nothing, because he's still doing it.
After all these years.
And this isn't like something new. It wasn't one bad night. Like when baseball fans know
An umpire's name?
an umpire's name, like they do, Angel Hernandez, and know how bad he is, and Major League Baseball doesn't care, you know what's going to happen. He's going to keep umpiring games, going to keep being part of these crews. And what we want to know is, does it work at the highest levels? And it starts at AAA baseball, what they're implementing right now, and we'll see. And you talk about it a lot, Jeff. You say there's a strike zone, right? There should be a strike zone.
There should be a strike zone.
But in baseball, the strike zone is up to the umpire. And if you're okay with that, then things like Sunday Night Baseball, deal with it. But if not, then let's go to this test and see if the strike zone is a real thing, because if it is a real thing, if it is something that is legislated within the rules, we have the technology to make it an official thing. And then not just umpire to umpire.
You're getting me there. I'm on my way. I want to see how it works in AAA.
And it could just be a disaster. And you know what? At least we tried it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Strike zones are different umpire to umpire. Figure it out.
Look, as of now, baseball strike zone is up to interpretation, right?
Yes.
I mean, it just is. That means you've got arguments like you did. And Schwarber lost his mind on a questionable strike three call. It was the ninth inning. It was a 1-0 loss to Milwaukee. It was a 3-2 sinker from Josh Hader. It looked like it was outside. Hernandez singled third strike, and that was it. And so Schwarber was ejected for slamming his bat, throwing his helmet, the whole thing. Quote from Schwarber, everyone kind of saw what was going on. I'm not here to bury anyone, but it wasn't very good. You wish that, I don't know how to really say it, it just wasn't very good. Guys were doing a really good job tonight of not saying much. It just got to where I was going to stick up for myself and stick up for other guys, end quote. You read some of the reports. I mean, those weren't even Hernandez's worst calls of the night. If you know, and now there's data on this, and this is, you know, now that you've got this technology, whether it's official or not, and you're always told, well, the strike zone that you're seeing on your screen is an unofficial, and it's just in assimilation. But he had a bad night according to the data. The first pitch to Gene Segura with the bases loaded in the fifth inning, and I'm looking at it. It was located. It was basically, it's being called a ball 100% of the time. 100% of the time. And the other two strikes that are called balls were 90% of the time called strikes. So by the end of the night, Hernandez, according to the data, called. He had 245 pitches to call. He called 209 of them correctly. That means he missed 36 calls. Fifth worst correct call rate of the season. Which means he's not the worst, by the way. As bad as he is, there are other dudes worse than him. So umpires tend to get more ball strike calls right than wrong, and he got more right than wrong. But this was particularly poor. So it was the 8th worst called game since the start of 2021, according to pitch location data. And I don't know, you decide if you've got too much technology, too much data in baseball. The missed calls amount to a 1-run advantage for the pitchers, according to the data. When you factor in the count for each pitch, the 1-0 game. I mean, that's 1 run's a pretty big deal, right? In a 1-0 game. The data says it helped Milwaukee's pitchers with the extra strike calls, saving them an expected 0.81 runs. I mean, like, baseball numbers can numb your mind. They really can. But, so I guess it comes down to this. And by the way, this was an aberration. So over the past 5 full seasons plus, the start of this season, Angel Hernandez correct call rate. There's 68 umpires that handled at least 100 games. Like, this stuff I didn't even know. If I'd have told you how many umpires since the start of over the past 5 seasons would have home plate umpire called at least 100 games, how many would you have even said? I would have not known where to start. I'd have said 4 times, maybe 60. 68 umpires. He ranks 54th. So there's guys worse than him. He's called 122 more strikes than you would expect based on the location of the pitches. It's led to 21 fewer earned runs expected for the adjusted ratings, and only 6 umpires have been more pitcher-friendly, blah, 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 blah. Bottom line is, if you'd have had the robo-umpire, JJ, 36 called would have been different. That's a lot, isn't it? How do you? What's the math? What's 36 out of 245? What's the percentage on that? Is that like 15%? 10%? 36. It's more than 10%, right? So we got a problem, don't we? Yeah, that's 15%. 15% of the pitches are called wrong, according to the strike zone. You're starting to move me on this. You're starting to move me on the argument. By the way, what this all tells me is Angel Hernandez isn't the worst, but he's the only one we know whose name is associated with being really bad.
Yeah, that doesn't make you feel a lot better as a baseball fan.
505-246-0610. Tell me your thought. I mean, how do you guys feel about this robo-ump? It's going to be interesting when it starts in 2 weeks in the AAA. Or maybe you're more interested in 50-cent hot dog tonight. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico.
like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors.
Sports Animal.
All right, a little breaking college basketball news for you. No, not that. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. What do you got?
New head coach of the Kansas City Roos.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Marvin Menzies.
How about that? Former Aggie coach Marvin Menzies is the new head coach of the Kansas City Roos. Good for Marvin to get back in. He went from New Mexico State to UNLV, was the head coach there for a while, and then was on the staff at Grand Canyon for a minute. What league are they in? I thought they went Missouri Valley when they left the WAC.
Summit.
It is the Summit League. Okay. So that's good. Marvin's is good at people. Like he's good people. That's South Dakota State, North Dakota State, Oral Roberts, the Roos, South Dakota, Western Illinois, Denver, Omaha, North Dakota. So that's that league. Okay. Well, good. I'm going to send him a note, too. Congratulations to him. Marvin was always good to us, and I think most people like Marvin, right? One of the most likable guys in college basketball. And good get for the Roos. I mean, that's a good veteran coach for them. So good for them.
Good spot.
All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Bruce says, the biggest loser, Jeffers, Lakers or prime Chris Paul? When David Stern voided the trade, who lost the most? Chris Paul, who's still looking for a belt, or the Lakers, who panicked and gave half a franchise for an old Steve trash? I said trash to make it funny. I think the answer is yes. Right? I mean, they both lost big. Lakers with Chris Paul and Kobe? And Kobe was still Kobe? That would have been a pretty good club. That was the whole point. That would have been the whole point. Grand Canyon's in town to play Lobos in baseball today. Jeff says, Gene, 12 months ago, this would have been a dream matchup. Team talk a lot versus coach talk a lot. See what he did there? Okay. On the text line, question, says the texter. I heard May 1 is the deadline for transfers to be in the portal to be eligible for this upcoming season. Otherwise, the portal bigs are all that's available to play immediately. Is that true? So Danny talked about this on Monday. Danny Gonzalez was with us. So to be eligible to play next season, they have to be declared to be in the portal by May 1, correct? Portal hasn't closed as far as the activity. The portal closes as far as people going in and being eligible. It's I think it goes quiet May 1 to August 1, correct? And you have to be in. You can then figure out where you're going in the portal, and you can be recruited via the portal. But you have to be in by May 1st. That's the way you understand it?
Yes.
Okay. That's the way that is. Right, we're all over the place. Hey, no, I'm good with this, actually. How long should it, will it take Major League Baseball to investigate the Trevor Bauer situation? Look, you can be as uncomfortable as you want talking about this situation, and I understand your discomfort with it. It is a weird, tough. Trevor Bauer was sued by a woman for sexual assault. They went through the whole thing. She got the temporary restraining order. They had the trial. He was found not to be in the wrong on this. He is now, by the way, suing the woman who accused him of sexual assault because he feels, quote, she made false and malicious statements generated a media blitz based on her lies in an effort to destroy Bauer's reputation and garner attention for herself and extract millions of dollars, end quote. Look, I get it. And it's a tough subject for a lot of people to talk about. The Dodgers have made it pretty clear they don't want him around. But how long should it take for them to investigate? It's been over a year, and it was tried in the courts. I mean, we think the court system is slow, for crying out loud. Is this just they don't want to deal with it, and so they keep
It feels like
off?
they don't want to deal with it. And are they scared of backlash? But all they can do is say, hey, we went through the justice system. This is what was decided.
Yeah.
We, therefore, cannot continue to punish Trevor Bauer, so we're going to reinstate him and play baseball, but yet they are still punishing Trevor Bauer, not allowing him to play baseball.
He's been on paid leave this whole time.
Getting paid,
Yeah.
to your point. There's
Yeah.
another.
Yeah, he's been on paid leave, but he's not.
I think a lot of people, though, would understand, oh, Trevor Bauer's pitching again because he's not in jail and he hasn't been charged with the crime and convicted of it.
Yeah,
So
he hasn't done anything according to the law.
move on.
Yeah. Now, has he done anything morally for baseball's whatever conduct rule? I struggle with this whole thing because Major League Baseball's continued its investigation, and over the past 2 months, the lawyers have filed defamation suits against 2 media companies as well, saying Deadspin knowingly published false information in its coverage, and that The Athletic led a campaign to maliciously target and harass Trevor Bauer. So they're just suing everyone right now, right? The lawyers subpoenaed the Pasadena Police Department for missing phone record. Like, they're not now they're on the offensive. But and look, and our next caller probably can help with this. I wherever you stand on what he did, what he's alleged to have done, what it feels like they've proven. I mean, it sounds like it was consensual, rough encounters. It's kind of what the courts decided, right? And you get into the details, dig into them yourself, okay? But I think you've heard about it. Does a man have a right to make a living? Well, you could say, well, Jeff, he is making a living. He's getting paid. They didn't cut off his salary. At some point, I mean, how long does it take? Rudy, good morning to you.
Good morning. Was that Trevor Bauer that you were speaking of?
Yes.
That whole thing is just, No,
I get it. It's really uncomfortable, but it's real.
Yeah, they got to pay him because he insists he did nothing wrong
Well,
and that
the courts-
everything was consensual.
Yeah, and the courts
that
decided
seems
he's
to be
right.
The courts have, I guess not proven it, but have accepted that argument. And so I think that's the end of it. And I think you might not like him. He might be a problem in the locker room, but I don't think so. I don't think guys sit around and talk about that stuff all the time. I think they have baseball games to play. But, we'll see how that whole thing winds out. Hey, I want to talk about my first hot dog night, and it wasn't a 50-cent hot dog night. This was back in the day, and I got a job working at the sports stadium, and guess what they had me do on the first 10-cent hot dog night?
Make hot dogs.
Make like 2,500 hot dogs. I think that was the final count, somewhere around there. And guess what? I didn't eat a hot dog for probably 10 years.
I'll bet.
Okay.
I'll bet.
I did not. I couldn't hack the smell of a cold hot dog for a long time. So congratulations to 50-cent hot dog. We graduated all the way up. They're probably about the same size as they were on 10-cent hot dog night back in the day. But everybody enjoy your hot dogs. I think I'll skip that one.
I just do the lines themselves, and I don't know. I enjoy a hot dog still. I do, but 50. You could do it. You could do some damage. Sponsored by
50
excellent.
Cent,
No, Pepsi.
$2 is 8 hot dogs.
$2 is 1, 2, 3, 4 hot dogs.
4 hot dogs.
$2 is 4.
That's
That's
pretty good. Four hot dogs for $2. The whole Kylie Irving thing is starting to smack of opportunism, and I don't know. I mean, there are people in prison for taking people's money for not doing what they said they were going to do, right?
Well, that's certainly true. Yeah.
Bernie Madoff is in jail because he took your money and said, I'm going to do something else with it.
Yeah, you got a local guy same way.
Yeah, this is starting to smack of that kind of
So
exploitation.
you're saying Kyrie Irving is like Bernie Madoff?
Yeah, like he's exploiting a billionaire, and the billionaire really can't say anything about it. But think about how many games has that guy played?
He played 60 this season, but they played 50-something together, the two of them.
I don't know. It really smacks of opportunism to me, and I maybe he's not that interested in playing basketball. You know, back in the 70s, we'd go to rock concerts, and we'd call it a rip-off because they'd play, like 3 songs and then spend 20 minutes in between dealing with quote-unquote technical difficulties,
That's right.
I went and saw a Deep Purple concert, and it was really disappointing. And so there are a lot of disappointed fans out there who paid their money to see these guys play.
Well, I think that's how do you prove? JJ's point was right. How do you prove it? So he opted to not get the vaccine, and that's why he didn't play. I mean, he said, I wanted to play. He played 29 games in the regular season. 29 games.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. That whole thing is, in 10 years we're going to look back on this whole COVID thing, and we'll have a much different perspective than we do now. Yeah. That's my prediction.
All right. Cool, Rudy. Thank you. I like
appreciate the time.
I like the 50-cent hot dog story. So we haven't really gotten into this. Why didn't he play? He opted to not get the vaccine in the city of New York. So this will get political. Depending on which side of the aisle you're on, probably is how you're going to feel about this, right? He opted to not get the vaccine, and in the city of New York, he had to have a vaccine to go to work, right? And so he could not play games there. Now, I thought it was ludicrous that he was able to sit courtside with no mask on and hug his teammates, but he couldn't play. It was just ludicrous to me. Now, there's plenty of people, JJ, who say, well, damn it, good for him. He stood up for what he believed in, and he was right, and he didn't get the vaccine. I'm not sure how you want that to shape the narrative on Kyrie Irving. The fact is he played 29 out of 82 regular season games. That's the fact. Why? I just explained it to you. You can form your opinion from that. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Looks like you're getting Phil at the U.S. Open. You can get into that too.
So excited.
Are you?
Yeah.
I
love
too.
Phil.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Sports Animal and JPR.
Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at Car Crafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture.
Breaking college basketball news for you. Good day to you. Huh? JJ's just rolling it in.
JJ, let's go.
Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. That's A. Marie. Done for the week after today, right?
Yes.
Who's sitting in there, Griffin?
Griffin.
All
Step.
right. Got a Griff.
Get a Griff. Get your Griff on.
Yep. Griff is good. All right, what do you got?
Verbal commits
Verbal.
via the Twitter.
That is a site. Verbal commits.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it in the website that follows all this recruiting chaos? Posted that New Mexico guard Taryn Todd has entered the transfer portal, and I'm working to get some more information on that.
All right. Let's see if we can confirm that. And I'll work on that as well. If that's true, I'm not going to tell you that surprises me. Does it surprise you? Oh, now he's already used his free transfer year. So he would have to go JUCO or sit out a year.
That is correct. It ain't bad if you get a chance to go.
How do you spell Taryn?
Taryn.
That's what I thought.
Did you look at the backcourt rotation? I believe Jalen House will come back. So if you have House, Mashburn, KJ Jenkins, they're bringing in Donovan Dent, who's just blowing up the hype train right now.
Donovan Dent is.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so
and
that's
you've got wings coming in. Like there were 2 other players signed in the
right.
class. Quentin Webb, 6'6" forward.
That's right.
From San Bernardino, California. Braden Appelhahn, 6'7" guard from Missouri.
So where's the playing time coming from? And he didn't play much last year. So that's fair. All right, 505-246-0610. If I get a confirm on that, I'll let you know. Told you going into the break, Phil Mickelson registered to play in next month's PGA Championship and the U.S. Open. And his agents have requested a release from the PGA Tour to allow him to play in the first event of the Saudi Arabian-financed LIV Golf Invitational Series in London in June.
Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
Like, hey guys,
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna defend my
by the way,
title.
can I go play in this tournament that caused all this?
Yeah. There was a statement that his agent Steve Loy put out that said he still hasn't decided whether he will play in any of the events. So he's just registered for him. Quote, Phil currently has no concrete plans on when and where he'll play. Any actions taken are in no way reflection of a final decision made, but rather to keep all our options open. End quote. Because yesterday, was the deadline for players to ask for a conflicting event release for the PGA Tour to play in that inaugural LIV Golf Invitational in June. He hadn't played since missing the cut at the Farmers at Torrey Pines in late January. He's been in this controversy since he spoke to Alan Shipnuck, and the author Shipnuck released an excerpt from his upcoming book in which Mickelson criticized the PGA Tour and said he was involved with drawing up that working agreement for Breakaway League, which was financed by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. And Mickelson described the Saudis as, quote, scary, end quote, but said he was looking past their controversial history of human rights violations to gain leverage with the PGA Tour. And since then, he's kind of become a bit of a pariah. And he drew criticism from everybody on tour. And his longtime sponsors, Amstel Light, KPMG, Workday, ended their relationships with him. Callaway paused its relationship with him. American Express Tournament said he would no longer serve as its host, no longer be associated with the foundation. Everybody just walked away from it. But, I mean, this is as good as, you know Phil Mickelson, 3 times Masters champion, didn't even play in the Masters. He's going to defend the PGA, right? I mean, he's going to go out and play in the PGA.
Come back, Phil. I want to see you playing the major tournaments.
Seeing Tiger and Phil out there.
Go have your fun in the other tour. It's okay.
So, and other guys do it. Yeah. Let me ask you this. When we finally see Phil, okay, and at some point, the aw shucks Phil, this is why Phil has become so popular. Well, there's 2 reasons, okay? Phil has been the second best golfer of this century, correct?
I can't dispute that.
Yeah, I don't think it's arguable. Although this century, 22. Let's go back 25 years. Tiger's the best, but the second best golfer of the last 25 years. This isn't that arguable, is it? You can tell me Koepka had his runs at the majors, and you can tell me that Rory was good and Dustin Johnson. But Phil Mickelson is the second best golfer of the last 25 years, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'll listen to arguments. You got someone else you want to throw in there?
No.
Okay. So we're talking about a Hall of Famer, an all-time great. But the reason Phil has been so popular is the aw shucks. He's, again, he's available. He signs every autograph. He makes the common person feel welcome. He is the guy who, at every tournament you see him hugging, smiling. Now, you hear players don't love him. You hear players say he's full of crap. You know he's a big gambler. But his image is really good with the public, right? So when Phil finally gets in front of a microphone, and JJ, it's going to happen whether it's before the PGA, the U.S. Open, whenever it is. Maybe it's the Saudi. What kind of Phil do you see? Do you see a remorseful Phil? Or do you see a Phil who kind of is trying to be smarter than everybody else and talk his way through it and a bit defiant with reporters?
We're all grown-ups here.
Yeah.
Most of the time. We understand business isn't clean. Like, everyone likes to talk a big game, like they'll take all these stances.
That's right.
This is so bad, and oh, how could you do that, country? Business ain't clean, man. Like, we're none of us are doing the perfect stuff in our life with products we're buying, things that we're doing. And I think we would all understand if Phil Mickelson said, I got caught up in the business side of it, man. There was a lot of dollar signs, a lot of money. I thought this would be a good way to still expand my portfolio, opportunities for other players. And I didn't look at the entire picture. And I saw it, took a step back, reassessed it. Obviously, it was not enough to persuade him from ever doing something with it. So he cannot come out. He cannot. If he plays in this tour, he cannot come out and try this. So, oh, woe is me. I know better now. No. This is a business decision. You own it.
Yeah.
Move forward.
So if he comes out and says, look, I still believe some of the things I said. I guess I should have done more research on with whom I was doing business. But I was doing it because I firmly believed that it was for the betterment of golf and for golfers. To give us more, whatever he was fighting for, the access of their images, right? For more money, whatever it is. Now, I should have done more research. I should have known with whom I was getting into business. I understand more now, and I'm sorry for whatever it is he's sorry for. I think at some point he's got to explain himself, right? I mean, it can't just be answering questions. He's got to kind of walk us through the process, Phil. How'd you get there? Right? Because I kind of want to hear it, don't you?
Because it can't be this, oh, I know better now, this or that, especially if he goes and plays on the tour.
And he's going to play, evidently,
and he
in this
just
tournament.
requested to be available to go play.
Yeah.
So just say, I got caught up in a business decision. Maybe I didn't look at the whole picture, but still, even taking a step back, I believe in the business model of this, and I'm moving forward, which then would really start pushing back on Phil trying to say that he was taken out of context and they thought this stuff was all record. Like, bro, you're chasing the dollars. We get it. Don't act like someone was trying to throw you under the bus.
Yeah, we're all looking to better ourselves, and I thought I was too, and I look back now at some of the decisions I made, and
because you can't then say, well, I understand the whole picture, but then still go play for
go.
this dude. Like, if you really thought it was a problem.
It's gonna be interesting to see who plays there too. How many guys go over there? I mean, look, they're all going over to play in it now. They're not playing on the tour. It sounds like they're playing in a tournament, right? In that tournament on June 9th through 11th, the LIV Golf Invitational. It's in London. This will be interesting because he's not asking a release to go play on the whole tour over there. He's asking to play in that event. 505-246-0610. We'll wrap it up with you when we get back. Still got time for your emails and your calls. Jeff or JJ at sportsanalytq.com. Text line is open as well. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This is love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
What's your personnel look like? 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, a couple of things on the Taryn Todd transfer portal news. And it was Verbal Commitments who tweeted it this morning that the Lobo guard, who transferred last year from TCU, played 1 year and played sparingly at that. It was in the transfer portal, so I've reached out for confirmation on that. And my response was, I haven't heard officially from the staff, but they are 100% accurate if reports are of the portal. And so I said, I'm going to consider this truth, and the answer was yes. So Taryn Todd is in the transfer portal. So that's another open spot on the Lobo roster. And again, I don't think this is any sort of crazy surprise on this.
It's not.
All right, on Phil in the PGA Tour, Ryan says the PGA Tour has no say whether he can play in the majors or not, which is right. And he says on his reputation, he says different situation overall, but Tiger finally showed if you're genuine and real with the public, they'll come around eventually. And I think that's right too. I think not everybody. I think the majority of people who were sour, and I don't know if you all remember this. Tiger wasn't always beloved when he was in his prime. Tiger was a prickly character. Tiger was not great with the media. He wasn't necessarily great with the galleries. Tiger was focused. He was standoffish. You can call him a jerk. He was all about winning, right? And so there was a split on Tiger. I don't know that I find that split any more than 85-15 right now in Tiger. People who are pro-Tiger. Do you think I'm wrong on that guesstimate?
No.
I mean, there's still people who don't like him and never will, and he's an adulterer, and he did this, and he was okay. He was, or he is, or whatever. That's cool. Make your opinion. There's still some of this, but don't you think most people are pro-Tiger at this point?
Yes.
Don't you think it's because he totally changed his demeanor and the way he interacts with people in the media?
Yes.
I do too. All right, so you can get on that. Have you seen this video? JJ turned me on to it earlier. Micah Parsons, who played at Penn State. You know Micah Parsons of the Cowboys?
Yes. Uh-oh. What happened?
It's not his fault necessarily. Okay. He was honored to drop the first puck at the Hershey Bears game yesterday.
What?
Hershey's Pennsylvania, Penn State. I mean, I don't know where he's from. You want this?
It was a great moment.
I don't know if Mike has ever been to a hockey game before. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. But
didn't look like
touchdown.
So he obviously
when he spiked the puck.
Well, he has obviously never seen the ceremony of the dropping of the first puck. Do you want me to tell the story, or you want?
Absolutely, go for it.
Well, you turned me on to it. So Micah, they put him in a Hershey Bears jersey, and they have the carpet, and he walks out. And he's wearing his number 11, and he walks out the carpet with the puck in his hand and waves to the crowd, and he gets to center ice, and he kind of drops the puck, and then looks around with his palms up, like what? Now what?
Very awkward moment, Micah Parsons.
So Micah Parsons is standing at center
himself.
ice by himself with the spotlights on him in this arena. Walked out and he dropped the puck, and he's like, "Okay, now
Throws
what?
it down. He's like, "What do I do now?"
Now what?" Nobody told him that you wait for the two guys to come up and put their sticks down, and then they told him, and he picked up the puck, and the two guys came up and they put their sticks down, like, in the face off, and you see one guy going, okay, now drop it.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, and so he kind of like half spikes it in the middle, and ladies and gentlemen, Micah Parsons.
This is funny.
I just gotta
Struts
see
out
it.
there, throws it down, and he's like, "Now what?"
I mean, and so the Hershey Bears, I guess, put out a response.
Yeah, they tweeted out the whole video, and they're like, "We're sorry, Micah, that we didn't go over this beforehand about what you need to do, but it's great content. It's so funny, even better marketing now that he kind of flubbed the puck drop because it's gonna go viral, and so many people are gonna talk about it. But it's so fun. He's just kind of like, I don't know what to do. He just throws it down, he's waiting.
It'd be like a dude going out to throw the first pitch, and the catcher's not there, so he goes out to the mound and throws it, and like, now what?
He just goes to the backstop.
Wait, I just watched it. That's amazing.
Tell me you don't feel for that dude.
It's great. And then the guys skate up. They're like, Micah, pick it up. Now drop it. Let's
Right,
take a picture.
and so
and then
now
drop
he's
it."
holding it, and then the dudes are there, and they're like,
I love it.
they're down in pose, going, okay, now, okay, now drop it. And he's like, what now? All right, and he kind of half
It
spikes
was so genuine, too.
I like too. He just like throws it down, and then he's like looking around.
I don't know how many.
He's like, now what?
He's not even smiling. He just
he's probably going, this sucks.
exactly. They brought me here for this.
Yeah. Adrian's got it. If you're watching on ProView, you get a good look at it. Adrian, great work on this. It's borderline unbelievable.
A great crowd, by the way, too.
Yeah, well, I think it was playoff game. I mean, I think it's AHL playoffs. East Coast League or whatever league the Hershey Bears are playing in. Terry, good morning.
Good morning from the island of misfit toys, guys. I don't know if even Doc Emmerich could have saved that moment, or he may have made it even greater with the way he could do
Parsons
things.
comes out in his 11 jersey, and he struts to center ice, and he slams the puck down as he sweeps it over.
Yeah, it would probably been wonderful if maybe they could get him to do something like that. Tying in yesterday, Angel Hernandez. I think Angel Hernandez is the goat head of Major League umpires. It's something you really don't want to deal with, and when it happens, it's quite painful. Last little thing, since we're on a year and a half of wedding updates. Our wedding, we had we spent.
I should have never told any
on-
of you guys.
Yeah, we had $60 we spent. We last minute went downtown. Actually went to Furs for a so-called wedding dinner, and the manager came up and said, "I've never had anybody come here for a wedding dinner." So he comped my wife and I's bill, and just to put it in perspective, that was $60. Our son got married in January. We spent $2,500 on the rehearsal dinner. So different times, different cost amount. But I'm looking at about $2 a year that I invested in our marriage, where the people that 50 grand in 2 years later, they've had enough of each other. So
Never happens
just
that way.
lighthearted on that. So, it's one of those where we wish, and we'll continue to have our updates. But I think goat heads this summer, people who don't clean up their goat heads, that will be one of our July subject matters of what we talked about. But you guys have a great day.
See you
Be safe. Take
later. So $60 on a wedding.
Hey, my Vegas won 75.
All right.
A little more inflation.
$75. It's kind of amazing. You ever go to Furs?
Oh my gosh, it just reminds me
Are
of
they still open?
Furs and was it Golden Corral? Like growing up, just like AAU tournaments and traveling.
All right,
like
I never.
Oh,
No, I
man.
can't say never. I'm going to say once. I'm going to say one. It was. Are they still open? Can I rip them? Are they sponsored?
I don't know if Furs is still open. There's buffets, of course.
I don't know if Furs is still open. I don't know.
Can I just say unpleasant?
Can't wait for the emails for this.
I mean, I've been to plenty of all you can do to yourselves, and look, buffets are. I don't hate buffets. It's cheap buffets, where you get what you pay for. I don't know. I guess I passed that point. No, I guess I shouldn't say never.
Fashion buffets, 50-cent hot dog night.
I know. Howard.
So much being the common folk.
I know. What up?
Well, congratulations to A. Marie. And what in the heck am I doing? $60 at first. My oldest daughter is getting married at Saturday at Isleta. Dad's picking up the caterer tab at $4,500 for 80 people.
You're getting off cheap, I think. I think you're getting off cheap. I really do.
Well, it's $4,500 for 80 people at Isleta. But I've ate over there at the New Mexico Bowl many times.
They do a great
It's
job.
awesome. Congratulations to A. Marie. Hopefully you get it right the first time. I didn't, but I've been with the second one for 26 years. So, that one's hanging out pretty good. I'm like gum out her shoe. She can't get rid of it.
That's right. That's right.
Congratulations. You guys have a great day.
See you, Howie. All right, so next time we see you, you will be A. Murray. Not A.
I'll
Marie.
be an honest
You'll
woman.
be A. Murray.
A. Murray. I'll be A. Murray.
So,
go into the
safe travels to you.
I mean, we'll talk.
I know we'll
obviously.
talk, and A. Marie will be with us, I believe, on Thursday from the draft. She's
Yes.
our draft correspondent. Do
Let's
I hear
go.
music in the background or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
I want
soon.
you to break who the number one pick is going to be.
Who's
I
the
will.
number one pick? Who will it be?
Want me to tell you Thursday?
No, I want now.
Who the Jaguars taking?
I want to know now. Oh, stay away from it.
Hutchinson?
You think they're going Hutchinson? I don't. But we'll see. All right. What do I get tonight? Phoenix, New Orleans. Who we got?
Phoenix.
Ooh, yeah, Phoenix and go Topes. Get the River Cats.
Memphis, Minnesota.
Memphis.
Miami close out Atlanta? Yes.
Yes.
Jim Rome Show is next. I heard with Colin Cowards after that. 2 men on at 4. Then you get Ice Topes baseball against the River Cats. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Good luck to
You guys
you.
are the best.
What do you say when someone's going off to get married? I mean, happy marriage?
I don't know.
All right.
Put 20 on black.
All right. We love you. Adrian, great work. Griffin will be in tomorrow. Big day for you?
Huge day.
All right. Enjoy it. I know it's big. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.